Hello, my name is Mark Boylan and I'm a journalist with the Racing Post. Trying to find the winner of any given race can seem like a daunting task if you're not entirely familiar with the world of racing. But here are 4 things that it may be worth keeping in mind if you're trying to find one at the SPIN1038 Student race day, whether you're tuning in from home or counting down the days until we're back on track. Number 1. Form. The best indicator to the future is often the past, and there's no getting away from the impact that form has when you're trying to find the winner of any given race. Now I know it might sound complex, daunting, confusing if you've never gone through a race card before, but the numbers towards the left hand side of any horse's name in the race card, for example we'll take Roaring Lion here, stands for the horse finishing 3rd, 5th, 1st, 3rd, 1st, 1st on its last 6 runs. The fact that this horse has 1s towards his name is obviously a positive, whereas if it had 0s, which stand for a run that was outside of the first 9 positions, that would obviously be deemed a negative. Number 2, how many days has it been since the horse's last start? Now this may not seem like a crucial piece of information, but if we think about it in human terms, if we return to the gym or back to exercise after a period of rest, we're not going to be at our sharpest the first day we go back. We could need a couple of different sessions to get us back into the full swing of things, and the same applies for horses. If a horse is returning from a break of a couple of 100 days or more, often they're not going to be at their very peak first time up. Maybe they'll need this run to sharpen up their game for their very next start. So I can deem it to be a negative at times. And it's very straightforward to see how many days it's been since the horse's last run. Look to the right hand side of its name and you'll see a number there. Keep an eye on that when you're making your selections. Number 3, the draw. Almost all races on the flat are started using stalls, with the numbers assigned to each horse individually, which you can see really clearly on your race card. It's just underneath the horse's overall number. While it isn't a hard and fast rule by any means, a horse that has a low draw, i.e. drawn in stalls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, could be at an advantage at races at shorter distances at Leopardstown, such as over 7 furlongs. You can find out the exact race distance on the race card just underneath the race's title. And finally, the horse's appearance. This is one of the real benefits of being at the races and seeing these horses up close, and you don't need to be an equine expert to pick out positives and negatives here. It can put you onto a selection or take you off a selection at times. The way I like to think about it, although there is no exact science to it, is that if you have a human athlete before a major sporting occasion, a heavyweight boxer about to enter the ring for a championship fight, how would you like them to look just beforehand? You'd like them to look focused, to be walking with purpose, to be strong, muscular, relaxed, rather than being edgy and nervous. The same applies to a racehorse. If a horse looks anxious, is beginning to sweat or on its toes, then you could take negatives from that about how their performance could be, although there are horses that are naturally have this sort of demeanour before racing. There's a real joy in getting to see the horses beforehand and picking one out, so don't be afraid to trust your eye at times.